ainda tem gente que duvida sobre o acontecimento desses fenômenos, de que se isso é real ou não, de que existe uma tecnologia superior que eles ocultam, de que eles estão testando, o próprio governo oculta, ou simplesmente pelo fato de que eles não querem que todos saibam que existem coisas além da nossa compreensão que, no fundo, Hollywood passam como algo de ficção. E na verdade essa ficção é a mais pura realidade colocada em filmes para ninguém perceber e ninguém ter a leve consciência de que isso existe.
Look how beautiful.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Whoa,
Film
just
it.
don't pop
stand
too
up,
much.
Please crouch down and look, because you'll block our cameras.
Wow.
Those behind me may move and stand up, because. Okay, that you see that color?
Yeah. That's not a plane.
No. Oh no.
That's not a boat.
No, that's a
So
ship.
let's thank them for coming.
Wow, and it's above the sea
Please
level.
turn off your night scope, Charles. Off.
Some other light coming off it now.
Someone's infrared or whatever.
Yeah, that's Charles.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, here they come. There are two.
Whoever's right in the front, if you can kind of just stay low, because your
Stay low.
head is right.
You can get on your knees in front
Yeah.
of Richie. Look at this, how gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
We have to be very careful about how we interpret what we read, especially the Bible. And I'll tell you why. When I research these secret societies, and I research the Bible, and by the way, I'm a Christian, so if you're a Christian, don't think I'm knocking your religion. I'm not. I'm just telling you what I found. I have found that at the very heart and core of all these secret societies lurks the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is the ancient Jewish mysticism. It is a method of encoding information through a system of mathematics and numbers. It is some of the most ancient knowledge that man has ever possessed and has been kept secret and given only to those who have proven themselves worthy through the process of initiation. Nobody knows where it comes from. I can tell you this. It was there long before the Jews came along. The Jews just took it and preserved it, and they passed it down, and it's used by everybody because it's at the heart and core of the secret knowledge, the metaphysics, the real science that none of us know anything about. These people that belong to the secret societies never dared to write down in any language what they knew, what it was that they were guarding, because then someone could steal it and then the secret would be out. So they devised secret systems of encoding the secrets of the ages, the knowledge, the hidden knowledge, the occult. Now, occult doesn't mean evil. It doesn't mean the devil. It doesn't mean Satan. Occult means hidden. It means hidden. That's all it means. So they took this knowledge and they made it occult through a system of encoding, encryption, one of which is mathematics, numbers. Another is architecture. Everybody wonder, why do they have a fraternal organization called the Freemasons? Aren't those the guys that build walls? You bet they do. But every wall they build contains the secrets that have been kept and maintained throughout the ages, and it's encoded in the architecture and in the measurements of the buildings and in the mathematical formulas used to derive the geometry, the shape, the length and breadth and height of rooms. It's all encoded there.
Now I'm going to cross over into something even more controversial. We have some people at Lockheed and another program, I can't say where it is, but it's in the South, in an underground facility, and the chief scientist is someone I know very well. And they have developed electromagnetic systems where they can put someone into a state and they can go into, and this gets into a cosmological complex discussion now, a lower astral or denser astral field. And some would call this demonic. and they can actually see beings and creatures there and bring them in three-dimensional and materialize in flesh and blood through these electronics. So a lot of these things that people are seeing have nothing to do with interstellar and extraterrestrial. So when I talk about the interstellar civilizations that also have trans-dimensional capability, you can't go through interstellar space at the speed of light or less.
Right.
But there's a cosmological indigestion happening within ufology and disclosure that I find disturbing, because people are conflating interdimensional with extraterrestrial with PLFs that are program life forms man-made, and all of this is being put together as if it is one thing, and it isn't. It's unfortunately much more complex than this, and this is exactly why.
I agree with that as well. It's very complex.
This is why when Martin Cannon back in the late 80s put together a 2,000 footnoted paper and collection proving the military human involvement with abductions, and that the creatures they were using were not ET. There wasn't some alliance between Majestic and these ETs. The ETs wouldn't bother with them. Now I say they're aliens, but they're not extraterrestrials. Okay, and now we're getting into, and people say I'm being cheeky. I'm not, because these are very bizarre creatures. Some of them, even, now I'm going to take it one step further. You've all heard of Roswell, and you've all heard of that there have been a number of electromagnetic weapon systems that have targeted and knocked down interstellar vehicles, not at a great kill rate in the early days. I hate to use the word kill rate, it's terrible, but it's become more and more efficient since SDI and since the 90s, frankly, and particularly in the last 5 or 10 years. What happened, however, in the early days, they had enough crude stuff. Of course, we had things like the Philadelphia experiment, which did not happen in Philadelphia. It happened in Rhode Island. That was the cover story. That's another whole discussion. But that was in the 40s. And so there were very advanced electronics that were already being used.
The other question I have is, ET civilizations, are you aware of in our Milky Way galaxy? And I can take my answers off the air.
Okay, thanks for the call. What was that term he used? What kind of civilization?
ET civilization.
ET. Oh, ET, okay.
Yeah.
How many ET civilizations are you aware of?
This is a touchy subject. Until fairly recently, I would not discuss these things. I knew better because I already got enough flack. But recently, I felt that it was now time. I had from very early on in my childhood direct contact with what people may think of as extraterrestrial civilization. And
well, that'll help open up your worldview a little bit.
It sure did.
Yeah.
And thinking that there's more out there than what meets the eye. And throughout my life, I had many contacts, and so I could say fairly comfortably that I was in a meeting, conference of the sort, where I met, I would say, over 100 different species of extraterrestrial beings. And, the diversity is extremely large. And, it's remarkable that with all the evidence that we have on this planet, everywhere, ancient evidence and modern evidence of being visited by other beings from our universe, which is not so hard to imagine.
Where was this meeting?
This meeting...
Was it on the planet?
No, this specific meeting was in a ship.
Okay.
Yeah. And
how did you get there?
Well, with a smaller ship.
A smaller ship.
Yeah. And
was this a ship of your own creation, or was this someone who came and said, hey, let's go get this guy and bring him to the conference?
No, they literally came and got me and put me in the ship and then brought me to that other ship and brought me to that conference. Like I said, I have, had direct contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. From straight logic, it makes absolute sense that there would be thousands, millions, billions of different civilization, even in just one galaxy.
That they can travel faster than the speed of light.
That's right. We we would expect that if they can come here, that they can transcend they can transcend the speed of light. Now, is there evidence in physics that that's possible? It's clear that you can, according to our current theories, not mine, just the standard theories, and create tunnels between very far distances, so you could, basically tunnel from one to the other. And then just recently we're starting to realize these tunnels may actually be linked to black holes, so that the black holes are like the hubs of all the tunnels that connects all things in the universe. And if atoms are black holes, then that means atoms can be the hubs too. You find this all around the world. Almost every ancient civilization around the world has a creation story that involves beings that came from the stars, sun gods, they call them all sorts of different ways, but that came not from the earth. Even in the Bible, it says that the sons of God came to the earth, so they weren't from the earth. There's so much evidence all around the world from these ancient civilizations that leads further. I mean, this might be shocking for some people. The Homo sapien might be an engineered race from an advanced civilization.
Bom, então vocês viram que estão acontecendo uma série de eventos, né, pelo planeta, alguns que não acontecem há 500 anos, alguns milhares de anos e assim por diante, né? Vocês estão vendo os jornais, as notícias, estão vendo que tem coisas acontecendo que ninguém imaginou que ia acontecer. Se a humanidade pensasse, esta passagem recente a uma distância de 27 mil quilômetros, 1/10 da distância Terra-Lua. Pensa bem o que é isso. 1/10, você olha para a Lua, divide em 10. A rochinha passou a 27 mil quilômetros da superfície. Os satélites estão, muitos deles, a 36 mil quilômetros. Essa rocha passou abaixo dos satélites que os humanos usam. Imagina o que é isso em termos astronômicos. Quer dizer, é isso aqui, ó. É roçar na pele, certo? Roçou na pele do planeta, literalmente. Um dia antes, uma bolinha assim de 40 centímetros penetrou na atmosfera lá na Rússia. Só por cima, né? Uma passando. 40 centímetros. Quase 1000 feridos e gerou a energia da bomba de Hiroshima. Uma bolinha uma rochinha de 40 centímetros. Quase 1000 feridos. Uma passadinha. O outro, 40 metros. Mais ou menos. Esse de 40 metros, a mídia nunca fala a verdade sobre essas coisas. Porque, sabe, o povo não pode ficar assustado. Isso. Eles falam assim, caso caísse numa cidade, destruiria uma grande cidade. Pronto. Aí todo mundo vira a página, clica na outra tela. Né? Uma cidade só. Faz o cálculo, faz uma regrinha de 3 em casa. Se eu não me engano, o 40 metros é algo por volta de 170 mil toneladas. O 40 centímetros fez aquilo lá. Você imagina o 40 metros. Aquele ali não precisa nada igual dos dinossauros. Aquele ali é the end, é o fim desta civilização. Entendeu? Se aquilo se choca, acabou.
Sun flare that actually moved it away. Did you see that? That's the arm that holds that little disc so that the lens doesn't get burned. But you can see that that sun flare moved that that comet away from it. Well, the Vatican has a large investment in most of the probes that observe the sun and the dates when it was going to come back. Well, they missed by 2 weeks. And all the people that are looking for Planet X, they're all disappointed because they say Planet X didn't show up. They didn't notice a comet twice the size of Jupiter showed up. The comet was 2 weeks in advance from the Sumerian text, but hey, on a 10,000 year prediction, I think that's pretty dang good. Right? Yeah, exactly. It was observable from the west coast here very early in the morning, at sunrise, I believe. February, yeah. Yeah, last winter. And here's the map when I updated it, and it showed the comets. And there was 2 comets that went by, one after the other. Now let me play this in slow-mo. This first comet came by, which is already enormous. And then this one. Check this out. No, they're on an angle coming in. Yeah. However, the gravitational field of an object that big going inside the Mercury orbit should have pulled Mercury right into the sun. And look at the tail. When it's at the sun, the tail is still in the Earth's orbit. The gravitational influence was. Yeah, we did. We shouldn't be here.
Why are we here?
For me? Oh, it didn't. Because if it did change the orbit of the Earth, it would have the calculation showed that it would have changed it significantly. And a significant change in our orbit would have generated tidal waves and all sorts of events on the surface of the planet that we didn't see. Well, mostly necessarily, yes. It wouldn't be a small change. It would be a large change, including Mercury going into the sun behind the comet. You know? You're talking a huge gravitational field here. Extremely large. I believe that we were given another chance.
Well, I think we're floating in grace. We're definitely floating in grace at this point, and somebody is taking care of us.